Nyambura, and I am the head of CIS. Uh, this is SACCO sector only, and I'm glad I'm joined by my friend here who's going to introduce himself. Then we continue with the topic of the day.
Good morning. My name is Dennis Nene here in CRB. It's another week for CRB 101. And so you should also send us your questions based on the SACCOs and the CIS. So as Anna has introduced, so you should be the one who will be heading this interview. Hope we will contribute and we will share more with you.
Thank you so much, Dennis. This is a great opportunity to interact with the SACCO and the CRB and the mechanism. So let me dive straight to the questions or the session. So majorly, CIS is a mechanism that helps or enables credit providers to share information with the bureau, and the mechanism has participants who are banks, SACCOs, trade, DFIs, and DCPs who share information with the bureau. So the CIS mechanism is regulated, has a regulator, and is regulated by the Central Bank of Kenya 2020, that allows credit providers to share information with the bureau, and SACCOs that are deposit taking must share information with the bureau. Someone would ask themselves, what is a CRB? A CRB is an institution that stores data, credit data, to credit data that comes from the lenders. And the mechanism that I mentioned before is what happens in the bureau. So there's a lot of exchange. This exchange comes from the credit providers, and the CB, as I've mentioned earlier, is regulated. So this is it's a regulated space. And let me remind you that the CRB is an institution that enables credit providers to be able to share information, because some of this information they couldn't have shared if they are not aware. But when an institution plugs into the CRB, they're able to get information that they don't have. So what is a credit provider? A credit provider is an institution or an organization that extends credit to its customers through either services or goods. So this could be a bank, a SACCO, or a microfinance, or a trade utility company. So why SACCOs are joining in the mechanism? It is important, Dennis, to realize that SACCOs need to join the mechanism because of various reasons. Number one, SACCOs join the bureau so that they reduce what we call the risk of default. When a SACCO joins the mechanism, they're able to share the data, the negative data, and the SACCO shares that information with us. They are able to collect. What do I mean? If that information is shared in the bureau, someone will not, or the defaulter is not able to access credit from any other financial institution. So by that, it is a soft tool of collection. So we're encouraging SACCOs to join the bureau, because we know one of the challenges of the SACCOs is what we call default. And default happens to SACCOs. And when default happens, of course, there's a risk of loss. And remember, the lender's puzzle is, when I offer this credit, am I able to get this credit? Am I able to get? Is the borrower able to pay their loans on time? Are they able to pay? So CIS mechanism answers all those questions. When you share that information with the bureau, of course, the bureau stores this information, and when the defaulter goes to another institution to take a loan, they are not able to do that.
So, as Anna has mentioned, so it's better when all the SACCOs join here because the information will be shared across, and all the SACCOs are mandated by the CBK to send the information to CRB. So if a client has defaulted in any SACCO, they'll be shared. So it will be hard for you to get a loan. So to all the SACCOs and to all the financial institutions, it's good when you get on board with us CRB so that we can help you maintain. Kama jam.
It's true, Dennis. Let me go to number two. Why should SACCOs join the CIS mechanism? By joining the CIS mechanism, we do what we call there's a competitive advantage because the moment the member pays their loans on time, you are able even to strategize as a SACCO and look for other developments to do than to go in a board meeting and maybe discuss how you are going to deal with the NPLs. And let me mention that the SASRA report 2020, or rather 2021, states that 16% of all the SACCO loan book it's an NPL, so it's a non-performing loan. So by sharing this information with the bureau, it helps even the board to focus on other things apart from the non-performing loans. And this is a competitive advantage. When the SACCO is more profitable, who enjoys? It's a member, because SACCOs are member owned. And how are they going to enjoy? They are going to get a very competitive dividends, or what we call rebates, because SACCO members are entitled, of course, to what we call the rebates every year. So this benefits the SACCO and also benefits the member. So let me mention that it is important for the board to realize that when they get into the mechanism, they will think about other things like maybe maybe doing other projects of the circle that are going to help the member even to grow, apart from thinking about default, which can be sorted out by the bureau.
So, viewers, please remember that we are live, so you can send us all your questions. We'll answer them. We'll try answer them as much as possible. So, guys, please try and send us your questions. So, at least today we will help you to make you understand why you have been put on CRB without your knowledge. You see, all the financial institutions, which is SACCOs, the mobile lender loans, so all those share CRB. So if you wonder how you had been put on CRB, it's because all the financial institutions are mandated by CBK to send the information for positive and negative sharing. So if you perform well, they'll share information with CRB. If you are in default, they still share your information. So don't wonder why your SACCO has shared your information to us. They are mandated to do that so that we can regulate on how people pay their loans, so that we can help grow the economy.
So maybe I would want to mention now one of the other benefits of SACCOs joining the CRB. This is to reduce cost. When the SACCO joins the mechanism, we reduce costs in terms of the SACCO will not allocate maybe funds to follow up on the defaulters, because we know that most of the SACCOs have their debt collection unit, and this one can be done by the bureau, because as I've mentioned, the CRB is a soft debt collection tool for the SACCO. So the cost of tracing for someone who has defaulted, putting it a lot of cost in it, and of course now when you go to an extra cost, the loan will be a loss. So by that, we are reducing cost in terms of when you share information, you just wait for the customer, of course, to come to the circle and repay the loan. I know that is maybe Dennis can add something on reducing cost as we continue.
Yes. So for most of the SACCOs, you see, it will reduce your risk when you are trying to give loans out, because you will know a credit worthiness of a person. So if a client comes to you, you will get the information. At least you will see if this person usually pay their loan on time or not. You see here in CRB, we usually rate our clients using credit score. When your credit score is higher, meaning your chances of repaying a loan is high. When your credit score is low, meaning your risk of repaying a loan. So it's easier for a SACCO to maintain your clients because we'll offer you the sharing platform whereby you can reach all your clients. So it will be easier to know the risk worthiness of a client. Yes, sir.
So the other the mechanism for a SACCO, the one number one that I've forgotten, it should be it's called moral hazard, whereby some members come to the SACCO and they are not willing to pay the loan. And you see, you are not able to know that if you have not checked the CRB. So by reducing this, and you see the information symmetry in the SACCO sector, the information is not there. So as long as you have queried the CRB, you're able to know if maybe I or Dennis has borrowed somewhere else and defaulted. Because this is a character issue. If I'm not able to pay you, I'm not going to pay others. So by that, we are giving you information that you don't have, and so that which helps even to make a very informed decision regarding a member. So by joining the mechanism, you are reducing what you call moral hazard, because if I don't pay others, most likely I'm not going to pay. I won't pay the SACCO. So, and remember, statistics are 49% of borrowers who borrow with the SACCO, they also borrow with the banks. So SACCOs need to realize that members are not only borrowing with themselves, they are also borrowing with us, with others. And these others are banks, microfinance, DCPs, trade companies. So by sharing the information, you help to empower the mechanism and help to make sure that when somebody comes to take a loan from any institution, they are credit worthy. Yeah. So
So I can add on to what Anna has insisted. So for most of the guys, I know there are some serial defaulters, meaning they'll borrow somewhere, then go to another lender, go to another lender. By this, we'll be able to cap those serial defaulters who borrow and not pay and go on to the next one. So at least this one will help you out to see that a certain person is a serial defaulter, whereby you'll be able to manage your risk. Yes.
So it is also important for us to mention the market development, or what we call the emerging of CIS. And let me mention that the first regulation was in 2008, where the regulation only mandated only banks to share negative information. And with that, there was a lot of lobby from the stakeholders, where they were they wanted even other developments to happen in the market, where in 2012, now there was another regulation that was put in place, which is now regulation 2013, to mandate bureaus even to share institutions to share information in the bureau, which is positive and negative. And that is now when SACCOs were allowed even to share information. Let me also mention, even the third parties were allowed by law to share information with the bureau. And in this case, we are mentioning of us. We are talking about SACCOs, microfinance institutions, and trade companies who are not initially mandated by the law to share information with the bureau. So let me mention that SACCOs were mandated in 2013 to share information with the bureau. So with the emerging now of the regulation 2020, SACCOs, the deposit-taking SACCOs, were mandated. These are SACCOs which have a bank, they have a front office. They were mandated by the law. So every SACCO that is regulated by SASRA has to share information with the bureau, and it is not an option, it is a must. It is a must. So let me mention that all information that is shared in the bureau has to be negative and positive. You do not make a CRB to look at like a jail where we only put bad people. CRB also empowers the good borrowers.
So she's trying to say those people who perform well, you pay your loans on time, you borrow and pay regularly. So that is the positive sharing, meaning you perform well. Because the bank will see that you are a frequent customer. So you cannot go try to borrow a certain amount of money, yet you don't borrow. So for our viewers, we also encourage you to save more with your SACCOs. The more you save and borrow, the more you have a credit worthiness. So most of the banks and the SACCOs will see that you can pay your loan. Even if they give you a certain amount, you will still pay. So that is positive sharing. So we encourage you, borrow that little money. Don't see as if when you are given like 500 shillings, it won't help. No, that will help you and it will increase your chances. So as the years go, then your limit will increase. So we are addressing our clients, invest in SACCOs, and SACCOs come on board so that you can help you manage your clients. Yes.
True, as Dennis has mentioned, now where we are at the risk-based pricing era. So risk-based pricing era helps the institutions to be able to give loans depending on the risk. So when the circle is not sharing data about and which is positive data, it means that they are able to price my loan. And when they are unable to price my loan, they are not going to lend me. So that's why we are telling circles, please, when the members come to your societies, they take a loan, please share information with the bureau. Don't only share information which is bad information. Also share the positive information so that you're able to empower your members so that when they go elsewhere, of course, now, as we know, they also borrow elsewhere. They are able even to get a loan with low cost. So where we are moving into, and this is something that has been mentioned on air by the president, is you give someone a loan depending on their risk. If I'm high risk, you give me a loan with higher interest. But if I'm low risk, I'm able even to negotiate my loan downwards. So I think Dennis can also add on that.
So for our viewers, remember now, even if you don't borrow multi irregularly, your loan, at least your risk will be high, meaning your interest rate will be higher. So when you borrow and pay your on time, meaning your score is high, then your interest will be low. So you will see that you go to, for example, you go to a certain circle or a bank to request maybe a loan for, let's say, 100,000. The first person is given with a low interest, and you are given with a high interest. This is because your credit worthiness and your score. When your score is high, meaning you borrow and pay on time, that means that the bank will see this is our clients. They usually borrow and they usually pay. So they'll give you with a low interest. So guys out there, please try and borrow as much as possible. Small money, then it will increase so that the banks and circles can negotiate your interest rates. Yes, sir.
So we know this is a new narrative in the SACCO sector, and it is not easy to say to have this conversation with the SACCOs because they don't understand why they should share positive information. But it is important for you to share positive information because you want also your members to be empowered, as you said in your core values. You want to empower your members. You also need to empower your members outward so that they are able even to have a better life, and they are able even to pay their loans. They are able even to advance, and of course, this one will cascade now to the national development. So I want to encourage circles and to encourage because I'm managing circles countrywide, and this is a conversation that is very. It is a long conversation that doesn't have an end because Sasra has not maybe lobbied this. But what I would want to mention is circles, please share positive information of your members because if you don't do so, you are what you are doing, you are not empowering your members. And remember, your core mandate SACCO is to empower your members so that these members, when they go to borrow elsewhere, they will have a good credit report. And as Dennis has mentioned, a good credit score, of course, empowers you. And it is important for you not to stay with that information in your loan book. Please share that information. We have a challenge in that, and but it's a small challenge. We can do something about it. Please help us to get the data in the bureau.
And for our viewers, maybe you wonder, how can you check your score? So you can call us or dial. For those people who don't have Android phones, you can go to *433#, whereby you will find some few services. Check your score. When you check your score, at least it will show you where is your bank rating you. So please, we advise customers, please dial *433#. Then you will see the information there. Then ask for credit score. It will prompt you to pay. When you pay, it will give you your score via SMS. So either you have an Android or Mulikamuizi, still you can get the information. You still dial *433#, then you can select for credit score, then you can check your score.
So maybe there's a SACCO out there and they're wondering how to join the mechanism. I would want to leave our email address. Our email address has the department is sacco@metropole.co.ke, or you can also call our numbers. I believe in the social media we have our. You can call us. You can ask for information. You can ask for anyone who deals with the SACCO, and we're able to onboard you, and we're able to take you through the process, and we're able even to advise you and to empower you so that, of course, you become profitable and you become an institution of choice even to your members.
So viewers, remember, you can also share your questions. Any questions you have, we'll try as much as possible to reply to all your questions. At least we can make you understand. For the SACCOs, you can also comment down there. You will give you your details. We'll give you a call, make a follow-up. At least you get on board with us. Because here in CRB, we'll help you grow your SACCO. And also we'll help you make your customers enjoy your services. That's why we are here in CRB. So we are not CRB because we do only bad things, listing people. We also empower and encourage people to grow their loans. Yes.
So we also have our regional presence. You can get us, and we also are in Nakuru. We're also in Mombasa. We're also in Meru, Nyeri, Nakuru, Machakos. So if you are there, you are a SACCO, and maybe you want to plug in, you can always talk to us, reach to us. We'll be able to onboard you and support you from wherever you are. And maybe I would want to mention about our partners as a department, the SACCO department. We have also partnered with the Ministry of Cooperatives. This is Kiambu County, Kajiado County, Kisumu County, and Nairobi County. So if you go to those offices, they'll be able to, of course, direct you to our offices. We've also partnered with Cusco. So if you go to any Cusco office, you're going to get our information, and we're able to plug in and to help you and to empower you and to just make your SACCO, of course, more profitable, as I've mentioned earlier. Yeah.
So guys, remember, we have a call center, and also to help you understand any problem with CRB. So as Anna shared here the email, please get on board with us. We'll help you grow your SACCO. Yes.
Thank you so much, and we are glad to have you live today and even to share this information. We are glad that you chose and took your time to just tune in and have the discussion with us. We wish you a very good weekend and a prosperous one, and hope to see you next time. And thank you so much.